Okay guys, we're going to head out on a walking tour here, so anybody that wants to go, we're going to take Ken and Nick and I, and we're going to walk past the, out here past the grain bins and the dryer, and then we'll go out to the corn plot. Then we should be ready for dinner when we get back, hopefully. Just a little bit of background on the facility here. So we had 6 years ago, we had some straight line winds and things that took out our big tool shed and pushed it into our shop. And so that was 6 or 7 years ago. We started on the restructure, and we tore down the old barn and the old shop. And so the shed where we just had hors d'oeuvres was built, was a replacement for one that was there. Built the new shop 4 or 5 years ago. Fertilizer building. You're welcome to catch that on the way back, or tomorrow if you want to look at the fertilizer and chemical building. So that all has been within the last 6 years. 3 years ago we got that all done. Started on our grain center, went from our old late 60s and early 70s vintage system that had been upgraded about 3 times. Went ahead and started here to the drive on the south. Put in dump pits so we can dump a semi on the go. You're more than welcome to go in there and look. It's all PLC controlled. You just open up the semi, dump it in about 2 minutes, and drive on. Everything's automated with the scale, the moisture sample. Everything's all automated there. Got that all done 2 years ago. Last year we put in the Nico grain dryer, and we'll walk out there. You know, a lot of people haven't been around one of those, the rack style dryers. I'm going to talk a little bit about efficiency on that tomorrow in my talk. But we'll walk out there real quick and kind of take any questions. As we're going to end up over at the corn plot and let Nick and Ken talk a little bit about the corn plot before we eat. So in general here, when we bring wet corn in, dump it there into the 150-foot leg, drop it into this hopper here. Then we're going through this the Nico dryer. We looked at Brock Tower dryers. Probably was our first choice. We had a deluxe dryer in the old system over here is what we replaced. We just needed more capacity, and we were looking at efficiency numbers and things, and so we started looking at, I did a lot of work when I was in grad school at Purdue with grain drying and handling, and so I knew from the European dryers, the rack style or the cross flow dryers, kind of what some of the benefits and quality and efficiency were on those. So we started looking at these. We were really tired of cleaning the screens on the old screen dryer and things, and we knew obviously that there's some issues with not having screens, and that instead of putting the mess into the bin, you get to put the mess out here on the ground, and that is true. But we decided to go out here so we had some room for expansion and keep some of that out where it could blow away. So that was kind of the idea there. Anyway, the Nico, well, what we liked about that was the ability to stage the heat. So in this case, we're running at the capacity we need right now. We can get by with 3 burners. So we'll run 200 plus degrees in the top burner where that water is coming off easy, and step that down to about 170 in the third burner, and then run a cooling section on the bottom. Efficiency doing it that way is just tremendous, as opposed to having a single column with all the same temperature and everything. So we've had great luck. Capacity was at least as good as what they promised. Been super happy. Yeah, you had to come out here with the leaf blower every once in a while and blow away the bees' wings from underneath. But we were having to clean our screen dryer once or twice a day to keep efficiency up on that. So we felt like it was a pretty fair trade. Nice and quiet. Ken was a little worried. His house is just across the field. He was a little worried from noise levels and things like that. Super quiet. You can stand right beside the dryer and talk just like we are now. So real happy with that. So anyway, we're not a dealer and not trying to sell any of them. It's just something I know different than what a lot of people have seen. So
where are they made, by the way?
NECO is Nebraska Engineering Company, so they are made in Omaha, Nebraska. So, and there are several different brands. You know, the grain handler is similar, but with fans underneath. Excel. There's 3 or 4 brands at least sold in the U.S. right now of the rack or cross flow dryers, and they all have similar thinking. We ended up, like I said, based on my research when I was at Purdue, doing some of those kind of things. I really like the ability to stage the heat and things that we got with the NECO, and some of the electronics that we're using were pretty good quality stuff. So and we had real good luck with that. So that's kind of how we ended up there, I guess. And we found a dealer that was pretty good to work with. So.
How hot is it when it comes out?
Just 5 over ambient, probably.
So you're
really
bringing it out.
The way we're setting it up, we're bringing it out cool, and we
bringing
can
it
put
out
heat in that
desired
last.
moisture then.
Yeah, we're coming out basically at the desired moisture, because the way we're set up right now, we're coming straight out of there, and the leg that we've got on the outgoing side of the dryer can feed any of these 300,000 bushel bins. And then we're just transferring the little bit across to the old system that it takes to fill the old system. So we didn't want to go full heat into those bins. If we need the capacity later on, then we'll have the ability to light that 4th burner and go full heat, and then put it into a dryration system. But right now we're just coming out just 5 above.
And in your electronics, have you got the the in and out sensor to speed slow things up?
And the group's a little too big, but I'll have some pictures. I've got a couple pictures with the handout that I've got for tomorrow here, but it's running a dryer master control, which basically runs an inlet and outlet moisture sensor and temperature sensor, and that's in that building there. It's on a PLC, controls the dryer from there, and then you can also do full control from your phone, so we can keep an eye on it, which has been, we used to always have somebody at the dryer all the time, pretty much 24 hours a day with the old dryers we've had in the past. And we didn't believe them when they told us, but honestly, there was no person required for this dryer. I mean, we've got fill sensors in all the bins, so we know it'll automatically move the distributor head and go to a different bin. You light the dryer in the morning, you come out, push start, put in your morning moisture sample, and it pretty well did what it was supposed to do until you shut it off at night. So really has exceeded our expectations, I would say. So we're kind of pretty happy and proud of it, I guess, at this point.
What is your capacity the way you're running it that way?
We're running on 5-point removal, running it with full cool. I think that's about a 2,500 bushel an hour, something like that. Yeah, so.
How much could you increase if you just ran
I think
hot
we can get to 34 maybe if we went to full heat and gyration. Yeah, so we could go quite a bit more than we need right now. It's not running all the time already, so we were used to running one 24 hours a day, so I'm pretty happy about that. So now it's it's really trucks are a limiting factor for us at this point, and the dump pit, we're dump 5,000 an hour through the dump pit if you have it running constantly and maxed out, which the PLC does a pretty good job of. But that's really, that 5,000 hours kind of our limiting factor now to get the 24-hour day operation out of it. So, but it's all sized to where we can real close match 24 hours of drying with a solid 5,000 bushel an hour flow out of those dump pits and the holding bin size that we've got. So it's we can do a lot more bushels than we are right now. I guess that's. All right. Well, we're gonna. I don't want to hold up dinner too much, so we're going to go through and everybody can kind of look. If you want to peek in the building and see the controls and things, you're more than welcome. We're going to walk kind of up across the dump pits and around that end and go up to the plot there, and I'll let Nick and I'll talk a little bit about the continuous corn plot and the next plot that we have there, and answer questions on the way.
All right, so this plot, I try to pick stuff that's coming up in the future. So it consists of Bex's newer varieties. which are double stack varieties. Right now we're only planting double stacks because of the price, and it comes with Poncho 1250, so we don't feel like we need the extra rootworm protection. Not in our area. Some areas probably, but not ours. So the middle 6, which are right past the beans, is 6 years corn on corn, and that has 30 pounds of nitrogen on with the planter, and then I come in and side dress with 170. And the far 6 and then this 6 all have 30 pounds with the planter and then 130 pounds of nitrogen that I side dress. And I know you guys were all looking at this outside 8 rows. It's got some serious stand issues. That wasn't because of the corn. That was a seed sizing problem. We had flat plates in the planter, and they brought us one variety that was round, and it wouldn't feed through the planter right. And we didn't change the plates, so that's what you get. That's what it looks like. Not very good. We have any questions?
Check out the ear flex that way.
Yeah, we got some big ears on it.